Overtriggers, huh? You know, these guys getting a lot of, talks about and all that stuff, but I actually want to defend them and say they're actually pretty good in the game. Controversial opinion, I know, but let me explain. When you play a card game and stuff like that, and you know your opponent and stuff like this, I have really hard explaining stuff, like, you can tell your opponent he's gonna have stuff in their deck, like, like a trigger, or like, you always have this back in your head of, oh, like, a definitely hit a trigger and stuff like that. So having this other big thing, like this big, oh, this thing can stop my turn, I should I should expect it. But if I overguard it, uh, or perfect guard, I'm just wasting a perfect guard or for something, as minor as this. So it's this thing that's in the back of your head that, very what can I say? Very intense in a way. Oh, it's like you start thinking about stuff, and if you overthink it, it's over. And that's why I kind of like it because it's like this background thing in the back of your head that's always there. And then once it does happen, you go like, oh crap, I have to deal with this now. But if I'm good enough, I can know I can survive it this turn and know how to deal with the LT. Like we go with Dragveda, it's with Dragveda. That's pretty hard. You just going to get hit by that the first Vanguard attack and take that damage, but then you just have to perfect guard that, and then more make sure you don't have enough damage. I always try to keep my damage at like a 4 mark or a 3 to 4 mark. Um, then you take that damage, plop that in. Hey, perfect guard that, and they do two more drive check, which is sucks and all that. They're technically get two more cards, but you can easily survive that if you play your cards well. It's a card game, or like the Dark States OT. But even though it's permanent, it's not really that good. It's really good late early game because that's constant pressure. That can easily be dealt with. Now, Elder Breath. Uh, Good luck with Elder Breath. That's one I will not defend. Actually, I will kind of it because it's like it's broken, but like if you play your cards right, you can also defend that. That's like you do with the OLT or giving all the triggers, giving driver checks to all your rear guards. That's dangerous and all that stuff, and that's really strong. But the fact that it's all once per game is what I think is the greatest weakness to a lot of these, OTs and stuff like that. And the fact that it's a 50k shield is also really good. Yeah, like um, Stoic has over trigger that just activates all the other trigger effects. Or Miracles, gives 10k to all their, rear guards permanently, and that's one of those that's permanent. So, or having another unit attack again with that, that's just better. That's just better. It's either better or budget. Dragon Empire, then you get stuff from your drop and stuff like that. That's really good for certain decks, and all these all these decks have this broken card. So I see people want to complain about this, but I do like how it's in the game and adds this very, hey, I should be mindful of these cards. I should be, ready if anything happens. I should, you know, expect the unexpected with a card game like this. So that's what I really like about that. And I can go even more into detail if I wanted to, like, I don't know. Let's go with Shiranui. Shiranui's, dominate stuff like that. It's pretty funny if you do hit that OT with Shiranui. That's pretty funny. I do like the interaction with Shiranui and Greedon. That's also really funny. Uh, but you don't have to play them in the deck if you don't want to. Like, but do expect your opponent to play the OT. That's all I'm really gonna say about that. I mean, I play Charm out, Brighton, Vehement's, Bruce, Luard, and Yeah, but I don't. And Direful Master, Android, whatever, and Welstra. Six decks I play. That's pretty interesting. But you get what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna defend the overtrigger because I like the overtrigger. I think it adds to the game. So, you know, that's all I really wanted to say, really. Even though this is going to be my really short video, that's really how I just want to really express my thoughts about the overtrigger. And so that's really my thoughts about it and how I actually like the overtrigger. I know that's kind of controversial. I feel like that's way too controversial, but deal with it. And there's also, yeah, we have two new overtriggers coming soon. I'm curious about them also, what they're going to do with that, because they're similar to the red and blue OT. I'm very curious about that. But yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot the other crane elemental one, but that one's, pretty trash. Give 100 million to another unit. But yeah. Um, that's really all I wanted to say, and to call out people on this because a lot of people were talking about this, how the quick start decks didn't have overtriggers. Overtriggers are really hard to teach new players, and I'm also going to defend the quick start decks here also. You complain about how them all in vanillas and stuff like that, but I feel like it's actually a good thing because it teaches the player the game. I'm being a little passive aggressive here because I do mean it. It's not like with like Yu-Gi-Oh. With Yu-Gi-Oh's new player problem, it's really hard to teach that game and all these mechanics. So having the simpler, hey, we're teaching the bare bones of everything and effects, and having giving you some effects also to teach this game. Then you can go out there, buy the cards, slowly replace your deck with a deck you want to play, and then boom, you're slowly addicted to Vanguard, like I am. So I'm defending the quick start decks also. That's a little bonus to this video. I won't even say it in the title. Stupid, but yes, that's my actual honest thoughts about, you know, the Overtrigger. I know I keep rambling on, but I was just getting tired of seeing this debate from my friends and stuff. So that's basically how I would say. Oh my gosh, I'm yawning. Ah! That's really my thoughts about it. And then if you want to see more defensive series, you tell me. I will do more. But yeah, that's my thoughts. I'm gonna upload this on this too, I think tomorrow. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I keep on rambling. But yeah, that's my thoughts about the overtriggers and how I'm actually in defense of, hey, the overtriggers are good and stuff like that. So I'm gonna end the communication right about